Hello, and welcome to Kung Fu Cabinet episode 17. I'm your host, Kung Fu. In this episode, we will review Masked Avengers, aka Chow Chow. Directed by Chang Che, also known as Chang Yellow Ass Scott Yan, and starring Philip Kwok Chun Fung, Chiang Sheng, Lu Feng, Wang Li, and Chu Ko, who also act as the movie's action directors. Okay, Kung Fu fans, we have a real Kung Fu treat today. 1981's Masked Avengers. Hold up, wait a minute. Don't soak your Kung Fu tube socks just yet. Although the Venom mob, or at least most of them, and Kung Fu, yes, that's including Chien Shang, who, sadly, doesn't have a cool Kung Fu Venom mob name like Centipede or Scorpion, just known as the Student. Anyway, 3 of the Venom mob are present in this Kung Fu fried rice Hong Kong style of a movie, including later Venom mob stand-ins Wang Li and Chu Ko. We don't get them as the Venom mob, but we do get Chen Shang playing Chi Shan Yun, the hero law enforcer leader guy, Philip Kwok Chun Fung playing Gay Yao, the flavorful and secretive Kung Fu cook guy, and Lu Feng as Ling Yizi, our interestingly wealthy yet mysterious intellectual Kung Fu playboy guy. So not the Venom mob, but it is the Venom mob. We're just doing a Kung Fu character switcheroo. Kung Fu, yeah. Masked Avengers goes like this. Golden masked, trident-skilled killers are running rampant through the countryside, looking and acting like demons, robbing, raping, and killing for the pleasure. They seem unstoppable. The movie begins with a kung fu jaw-dropping fight between the masked demons and an innocent traveler who manages to barely escape with his life. He finds his way back to town and begins to tell the story of his kung fu plight. Who are these golden masked demons, and what are the identities of the 3 golden masked chiefs? Our star of the show, Chie Shan Yun, is leader of a group of law-abiding kung fu masters, and he's heard enough about these demons. He rallies the good guys, investigates the suspects, follows clues, fights off spies and assassins, and finally confronts the evil at its source for an ultimate kung fu battle royale. So grab the beanbag, kick off the wallabies. Let's check this out. Kung Fu Yeah! Did you see that? This Kung Fu Manchu of a movie takes us to the darker Kung Fu side of old school Kung Fu and is considered one of the later Venom Mob movies and one of the darker, more violent type of martial arts movies. Kung Fu Yeah! This Kung Fu old school flick brings on the Kung Pao heat of the Kung Fu God's flaming sword of Wushu. So the Kung Fu production is cram-packed with elaborate sets and props. Amazing choreography brings the stunning fight scenes right to the forefront and really Kung Fu socks it to us. We have super duper camera fu and wire fu. That's Kung Fu speak for unbelievable camera work and flying Kung Fu acrobatic wire work. Kung Fu Yeah! And of course, as always in Venom Mob style, costumes and action to Kung Fu delight. This Kung Fu movie is a shimmering Kung Fu disco ball of Kung Fu fun, which I like to call Kung Fun. Now, unlike other Venom Mob Golden Kung Fu Dragon movies, Masked Avengers is bloody, bloody, bloody. Lots of blood-splattering fu, limb-flying fu, and just all-around general Kung Fu gore fu. And it should be Kung Fu mentioned that we do have some scenes where the women folk aren't treated so well, which makes this Kung Fu flick not so Kung Fu suitable for the younger Kung Fu masters in training. But for us older Kung Fu farts, it's the old school we Kung Fu fans love. Oh, and do we have the Kung Fu Cabinet's favorite Kung Fu character? The slutty two-timing can't trust them as far as you could throw them? Kung Fu movie villain woman? Nope, not this time. But we do have elaborate traps, snares, and torture devices. Nasty little Kung Fu things. Kung Fu Yeah! Director Chang Che and crew Kung Fu chop it and create a wonderfully dark and evil Kung Fu essence. The evil demons in their red and black costumes and golden horned masks, the blood drinking and the hellish cave hideout and cold deathly chambers make for a scary Kung Fu feel. Kung Fu Yeah! Although Masked Avengers was one of director Chang Chang's more elaborate and costly Kung Fu yin-yangs of a Kung Fu movie, even borrowing from the famous 1979 Mad Max soundtrack, Masked Avengers Kung Fu failed to excite its moviegoers and sadly became the low Kung Fu roundhouse kick to director Chang Che's career. But the Kung Fu Cabinet knows best, and we know Masked Avengers is a shining twinkle on the Kung Fu God's crown of martial arts. Kung Fu Yeah! When it comes to the VHS or DVD of Masked Avengers, there are many varying degrees of quality out there in the Kung Fu world. Some scenes are dark and difficult to make out, and other scenes have color issues. To be expected with real old-school Kung Fu masterpieces. Nonetheless, Masked Avengers doesn't Kung Fu disappoint. Check out the other Venom Mob movies like Five Venoms, aka Five Deadly Venoms, and Crippled Avengers, aka Return of the Five Deadly Venoms. See Chiang Chang in chopstick smash and bashes like The Shaolin Avengers and Five Fighters from Shaolin. And see Philip Kwok Chung Fun in Master of the Flying Guillotine and House of Traps. Grab the nunchucks and check out Lu Feng in New Shaolin Boxers and The Brave Archer. Kung Fu Yeah! This Kung Fu classic runs anywhere from 87 to 100 minutes, depending on which release you happen to be watching. And I consider it a Kung Fu movie for the advanced beginner Kung Fu movie fan. On Kung Fu scale of Kung Fu, I give it an 8. A 1 is not even a Fu, and a 10 is a Kung Fu Pow. That's it for this episode of Kung Fu Cabinet. Keep an eye out for more episodes, and we'll see you in the Kung Fu Cabinet. Thank you.